Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray, and today we continue a let's play of Krastorio 2, where we in last episode just got our little coal supply area up and running in some probably good way. I'm thinking maybe moving it somewhere else in the future, but for now it's gonna do the job we want. So in today's episode we want to try and hook up at least iron, copper and maybe stone as our 4 main ones, and the rest we can kind of do as needed. So if you think that's a good idea, please leave a like on the video, and if you're new on the channel and want to see more of this, please please consider subscribing to the channel. It will mean a lot to me and make it easier for me to know what you want to see. So with that out the way, let's get ready to set up the next 4 platforms here, or 3 more, to at least have our basic things up and running. Since we did it this way, it should be somewhat easy to do. So firstly, let's just clear out these trees that are in the way and start some research. Right now I'm just kind of getting all of it done so we can continue on with more things. Impulse rifle. That's gonna need some of the new resource immersite. And it'll get us close to rocket turret. That's quite cool. Might be good to taking out bases with one of these. At least that's something we have to try. Can it find nukes? Antimatter. Damn. So that is something I'm going to look forward to doing in the future. Let's also get some train upgrades so they can move a bit faster. And what else do we want? Landmines. Yeah, could be fun making some defense with landmines in the future. I have a plan with landmines, not sure how it's going to work, but since I've never really used them before, I kind of want to get them up and running. So there we are. That should get some research going. So the way I have planned to do this is, firstly, let's just continue this up a few more times to get our train stops down. We should be able to fit in most of what we need. 1, 2, that'll give us the 4 we need. Might be able to skip this one, so that's what we're going to go for first at least. Everything is powered, so let's just landfill in this lake. We will need a bit more room. How much room do we need? Not that much more. So let's just do this. Oh, I hate the way ghost placing works for all of a sudden. Let's do that and get all of this flown in. And maybe do this to get some of it inside robotic range. Shouldn't take that long to get all of this placed, since robots do move things in bulk. So that is good. There we go. Let's hook up the rest here. Luckily it fits in. And we have rare materials we kind of have to get removed at some point. But let's just keep them for now. You can go away. Same with you. Kind of want to make a blueprint in the future that incorporates these instead of all of these power poles, since it is a bit easier and they connect up to the corners. But having them in a cell might be a problem the way it works at the moment. But for now it works. It gives us a nice blueprint, so let's keep it for now. You can go away. And you can go away. The reason why I'm clearing this out is something I'll show you in just a minute. And that is, if I'm not mistaken, we might be able to just copy this setup. What's called 3 more times up top and get things in. So if we take this, just right here, and pretty much leave everything, that will give us a nice buffer for whatever we want, and then we'll just rename things and of course our combinators. It shouldn't request anything to him at the moment, but of course that's something we'll have to look at for future blueprints. So let's just place 1 down for now and say this will be our standard blueprint. We have a few places where they overlap, like right here. So we'll have to do this. That's just because these blueprints have one right there. So what if you say this one will be, let's just set you to iron, you will be copper, and let's do stone all the way up top. And say, not stone, what's it called? Yeah, stone. So that is our 4 main things going in. Not gonna mark it here, but we'll also need uranium, imersite, probably some fluids in at some point, and I'm not sure if we should just continue up here or I'll do something else in the future to maybe reorganize this a bit. For now, it's gonna work as I want. So let's just craft a few decider combinators, because I'll have to change this one, and I want to check you away. So it doesn't have anything to request, as we'll use this as our blueprint. And then we can use this going forward. Let's connect you up right there. That means trains come in, then go out both ways. Something overlaps a small amount, but I think it's gonna be fine. In terms of cutting the, what's called tracks, it looks somewhat good. So you will be, what's this, iron? That's correct. You will be iron. Let's just call it iron supply 1. Copy you all the way down. And we can also call you fuel. I think fuels are 1. If you call both of them the same, I think they'll just take whatever is the closest when deciding where to get the fuel. That is at least what I am hoping. Otherwise we can always call the fuel sub 2 and stuff like that. But let's call it fuel sub 1 for, yeah. Could have called it 2 for 2. Well, oh yeah, we call it 1 because it's 1 train. If we have one with 2 trains, we call it fuel sub 2. Or maybe something like that. So that is fine. Next thing is that since this is good, we can just stamp it down a few more times going up. Might just want to remove these since they are in the way once in a while. And we will just paste over them in a second. There we are. And let's do this a few more times. Iron supply 1. Oh, you'll be called. What do we call down here? Iron coal request, iron request. Could probably call it iron ore request in case you want to place it somewhat at some point. Iron ore request 1. Could call you iron ore supply as well. Iron ore supply 1. Shouldn't make any difference in terms of how it works. It's just so we label things correctly for the future. That means this one will be a blueprint. That means I'll just take... Can we take all of this and say this will be pretty much a blueprint for train tracks. Kind of have to skip most of this down here. And all of you... So right here, that is not really needed. Anything else we'll have to remove, that is fine. This one is gone. You'll have to go away. And the rest of this I think is fine in terms of getting it down correctly. So what if we do this as a blueprint? Just gonna add it into here for now. We can always change it in the future. Because then we'll just do right here and right there. That should give us all the stops we need. And then when we want to activate one of these, we'll just have to rename these and set in a decider combinator for what we want it to do. And look at that. That should be our 4 train stops. We don't have any outposts yet, but it should be fine. Hopefully. I have to set up some kind of crafting for these. But what if we set you to, you were the, oh we had the coal now, oh so the copper. Yeah, we're one further up. That means you'll be copper. Let's set you to 40. Look, that's calling out request. We can probably see it somewhere. Or maybe not, since we don't have any train stops. And we haven't defined what to do yet. You'll be copper or requester 1. Did that change something up here? Copper or requester 1. I like to define you as schema copper. And then our supply stations right over here will need to have some kind of schema as well. I think so. Is it this one? I can't remember where we changed that. Oh, it should be fine. That is fine. Supply stations. Copper core crystal 1. Supply sources. I would like for copper to be. Where is that? Oh, we haven't changed the names yet. That's why. So wait a sec with that, please. So we only have to do this once and then it'll start working. Let's call it copper ore. Copper ore supply 1. That's change all of the ones we could see. To write that, you'll be fuel stop 1. And now we can go into, let's see, right here. And then we can select copper. Copper will be all sales stations called copper ore supply. Save. That means that this one now knows where we get copper from. It will request it if we're low in the system, as we are at the moment. But we don't have any trains, and that's why it's not really doing anything. We can also do iron, select that as or iron ore supply. And we can define it over here as iron. Then notice iron ore requester 1 that goes to this one. So supply goes to request. That should be correct. Then we just need the last one up here. I'll just change you to stone supply 1. Can you? Yeah, we can't call it stone brick. We'll just call it stone because that is the most. Yeah, just stone. The rest is called all stone supply. All the way to the end, and you'll call you fuel stop 1. We already have fuel getting flown in. That is perfect for when we start to add trains. So yeah, let's just go over here. You'll of course have 75k as well. You start to make noise. You're requesting. It's open, but it has no trains, so it's not going to do anything. Since this starts to count when trains are on the way. And since we have no trains on the way, it's still going to be 0. In here, oh, it's Cliff Richards. That's not what you're going to be called. Cliff Richardson. You're going to be stone. Oh. Stone requester 1. And that way we can just open and close this one. Change you to stone. Perfect. Not defined because we haven't got into our supply. Saying stone, and setting you to stone supply 1. Save. So that means that what wasn't defined before, if we do this, oh, right here. Let's see if I can figure out which one to open. At least this one. It should now be defined. Is it right here then? Oh, there's some weight conditions here. Did not know that. Can we update it again? There we go. Now I know it's stone supply 1 for our sourcing priorities. And I kind of want to close you. Go away. Look, copper is waiting requests, stone is waiting requests. And the only one that's not waiting requests right now is the iron one. Krista. Huh. Strange why it doesn't close. Oh, there we go. Ah, like that. So you can have this open even though you close it down. Yeah, it is a bit finicky once in a while this, so it's something I'll have to remember. But as you can see here, 3 minutes since we did a copper request. That's when we set up the copper station. 1 minute since we did a stone request. That's when we finished that one. So the only thing that needs to get fixed is the iron one. And that gets an iron request right here. So that means here we can see what we are requesting. We can ping on map for the location. Look at that, it shows it's right here. Gives us a little indication on the map if we don't know where that is at and what is just waiting. We can also filter it right here saying I only want to see copper ones in case you have hundreds upon hundreds of requests going. So that's fine. Not sure what this one is all. Or does even. This one can show train supply stops. Not sure what that does either. So that should be all of these hooked up. This is all iron fuel stop. That's all copper fuel stop. That's all stone and fuel stop. That should mean the trains should be able to supply themselves. What we need to do now then is set up some stations that's gonna get the other resources we need. Right now I'm just gonna go out this way. I think that'll be the way to expand a real network to get resources. Seems we might go directly across the mineral water. It's gonna be somewhat good. But what if we just expand out and try to set up a copper outpost just to see how easy we can do it. So luckily, getting rid of the bites is gonna be extremely easy. But before we go out there, I might want to add just one personal laser defense. I think we have enough room. Did we get enough room for it? Was this for batteries? And this was for legs? Was this for lasers then? Because we do have these two. Personal sniper. That seems great. How much damage? 100 laser damage, 20 laser damage. Power wise, I think this one is better. Yeah, but this one is a sniper one. Yeah, let's get some sniper defense. I think I want to try that one instead of our laser ones we've seen before. I kind of want a sniper. So firstly, we'll have to set up some laser production. But then again, we can't. Oh wait, are we making batteries? I can't even remember anymore. We are. I don't think we're making laser already, are we? Nope. But we have a ton of batteries in storage. And that means that this will start to get research or resources. Is anything holding up our science? Seems military is one of the things that's lacking behind. Because we have this small amount doing our research, let's just help it out a small amount. Hopefully our biomass can keep up. It seems so. So let's just try and do this and see if this will keep up. Yeah, you'll just keep going. So now we have lasers being produced. That means we can start to set up our laser things. Let's see here, laser. So that needs one more. Let's just make an entirely new row with lasers from up here. Laser, laser, laser. Might do different rows since we have two kinds of lasers. We have, let's just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. We could do the ones, or we can do 1, 2, 3, 4 on each of these. Let's do that. You'll do the normal personal laser one, and you'll do the sniper one. I kind of want to try and get a sniper one made first, since that is the one I want first. So while this is building, I'll just go into map view. We've set up a very nice train network. Let's just bombard some of these bytes out here so we can expand out. Luckily, it is something that's quite easy for us to do, since we have a nice amount of artillery set up. That's just going to take care of all of these biters that are in the way. They are not going to be happy about this. Oh, little biters, no. Oh yeah, not a good day to be a biter. Did anything down here survive? Doesn't seem like it. So I'll thank you, neighbor, for putting up something at this moment. What else we need to clear out? We need to clear out you, and maybe this one. We can hit all of it. If not, we'll just take out the rest afterwards. Let's get rid of this down here as well. There we go. That one's gonna get annihilated. They're all gonna run towards my wall and get annihilated themselves. Look at them flee. Screw you. So that's gonna clear out a nice area for our train to go out here. If you look at our range, we can hit all the way out here. Look at that. That's inside the ring of death. And this does make it a bit easier to clear out. So now we can pretty much expand out our network, or our train network going this way, with the turrets on the side to defend us. Did we get... There goes one laser. We'll just wait for it a second and bombard the rest of this. Just to get some of them removed. So that is not... Look at it, just crisscrossing shots. But I do love the explosion size. It's a bit bigger than vanilla, what I can see. A few things are surviving. What is the range? 35. So these shoot a bit further than my sniper turret. But yeah, I don't really mind that if that is all we have to clear out. And look at them. You can try and get past this, but you won't. Oh, that's not even... You shouldn't even be laughing at that, man. And we have in one personal sniper laser defense. We have some power to help it go. 3 megajoules, so it's gonna empty this out somewhat quickly. So I think it's fine we're using sniper ones. Let's take a train going nowhere. Oh, that's a bad pun. And there we are. Please go to right here for now. Then I have a train with me that we can use to expand out with. How's the coal looking, by the way? 51k. We'll have to remember to hook this up to robots before it runs out. Otherwise we will be in serious trouble. But for now, we can just expand out, not north-south, we want the east-west one. With this one in the right corner, otherwise, as I said before, we'll misalign it. So, there we are. Now we just have to get through this little, or pretty much make a hole in our wall to get out. Can we just do this for now and get this one down? Because I kind of have to make or destroy all of this if I wanted to. So we can actually just do that and continue out the train. And then we just have to watch out we don't overextend now. Do I think we have taken out most of the biters, so maybe out to here, get down on radar, and we will be good. Actually, no reason for you to go with me, but let's just do it for now so we can get back somewhat easily. So the way I want to expand this is pretty much just doing this all the way. Our robot should follow along, and I want to see our laser in action. How is that a sniper shot? That was just a concentrated beam for quite a while. Let's get this. Can the bite? Oh, the robots can't pick it up. I think I read somewhere that robots should be able to pick it up. Maybe not. We'll just get it ourselves then. Why am I moving so slowly? What? Okay, isn't... Oh wait, did it turn something off? Oh yeah. I think I hit my... Oh, it's because it turned it off. I was like, what is going on? One of that is a thing it does when we are in combat. It wouldn't make any sense. But I will. There we go. Let's continue out a bit further until we get to a point where we can start to get the resources we need. So, do you want a station on this side? So we can go up north. Oh, that's a nice big iron patch. So what if we say, if we go north here, that won't leave us a lot of room. We'll probably go north right here instead. So what I want to do is deconstruct this part and put in U, a little intersection, so we can start to go north instead. Will that leave us enough room to set up what I want? Yeah, that'll be fine. We could do it one further over, but if I do it here, that will give us... Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Let's just test it out to be sure. Get one of these down, please. Right here. And then I kind of just want this setup to come with me. Let's do it from right here. So what if we do this as a way to get resources? Let's just save you for now. Can't see anything wrong with this other than that part. 1, 2, 3, 4 in and good. Can we add this in over here? Because if we set it up right there, look how easy that would be to do. Of course, we'll have to make sure it has inputs both ways. And that is something we can set up just by doing this. That has no name. That's perfect. And north-south should connect up right there. I'll just have to make sure that the inputs go both ways. So you'll have to connect up this way. And the outputs have to go both ways as well. That is the only thing I need to remember with this blueprint. There we are. So as easy as that, we can set up a bit of things here. Of course, we'll have to remember to get our turrets down around this area, otherwise we will be in serious trouble. So we should probably just do this. Let's be honest, let's set up some miners first. Shouldn't really be that big of a deal. So you can go away. The rest will get here by a robot in just a few seconds. So you will get placed down maybe just right here. And let's also just get some defense in while we're at it. So we don't get into trouble with the natives. Is that good enough in terms of defense? Probably not. But let's just do this right away just to get some kind of defense protecting us. I know the corners aren't perfect. I want to do something about that in the future. But for right now, I'm just going to do this to somewhat keep this safe. And then I just need to do a bit more up here. And if I do it to right here, we should be able to disconnect or remove this part of the wall if you wanted to. Oh, what is that we have here? Oh, that's because I took some of the wall somewhere else. There we are. That's going to give us some defense. Just going to put down a little radar out here to give ourselves some coverage. Probably going to provoke the biters a small amount, but that'll give us a lot more coverage to what we can find out here. So let's just hook this up and see how it goes. 1, 2, 3. Oh, don't I have more than that on me? Did I never request though? Huh. Are we not making fast loaders over here? Ah, you're just... Do we spend them all? Oh, power-wise, what happened? Did something turn off? Oh, this is running fine. This is also running fine. Oh yeah, it's because we're putting down so many roboports. They are filling up. I was like, what is going on? Well, I'm quite surprised that we used all of these. That was not something I had to imagine that would happen. Can we craft one ourselves? Craft one. Not that it's overly needed right now. Right now I just want this to fill in. And I kind of want to change how much we store to a bit more than we did before, in case we have more trains going in. In theory we could just let it fill up, but we could do 10. What if we do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's gonna store 20k. That's gonna store 80k in these. Kind of want to do the same for the coal, so we can have enough for 10 trains. We'll just go do that afterwards. There we go. That got delivered. Here is some workers for you. These will start to fill up very, very nicely. Let's clear out your trees here. Thank you. And look at our defense already, protecting us from the biters. Here's some power for you. And these doesn't really need anything. You can kind of go away. So that should be fine. I don't expect much to attack up this way. If they do, we'll just make sure it doesn't happen. That I don't think they'll attack is not always a good thing. You can go away. Yeah, that is fine. We'll just leave you like that. So that means we have this inside our defense now. Should probably do a big expansion in the future. We have miners going crazy. Here's a few more. And one thing one of you told me is, a long time ago, is that if you use concrete, that will also affect our miners. So in theory, you could concrete this to make it go a bit faster. And what if we try that? Please do that and get concrete flown in. I want to see how much it affects these to get moved back and forth. That is just for my own pleasure doing that. So the last thing I want to do is set up some trains. Just gonna do it here. We'll probably have a long ways to travel, but that is fine. I want to see it in action. So here is some fuel for you. You'll go for a long while before needing any. And let's just rename you to Copper Outpost 1. 1 please, not 11. And that way we have our, what's it called, coal outpost. We have a copper outpost now. That means what I need to do on this one is say go to copper outpost, wait until cargo is full, and then you'll go to copper supply and wait until get a certain condition. And that should mean as soon as this one gets back to base, of course we'll go out an outpost and go supply, and then it will go directly into our system with it. So let's try this. This will go a long way. It might go up this way and turn around. I don't know if it goes all the way back. Oh, or it can just go in a circle. Well, that's actually quite nice. So it means this one is filling up now, as it should. And let's see if the rest works as intended. That is the last thing I want to see this episode. And look at them moving faster and faster because of the concrete. That's good. So let's jump in this train all the way back and see how it decides to work. Oh, does this stack higher? Oh, this stacks... Oh, what? This stacks a lot higher than coal. So we can do much bigger runs. So, oh, these hold twice as much as coal. Did not notice that. But it's completely fine. We'll just load up 16k then. Luckily we are buffering a bit. And now this one will just start to go. The way I want to do this in the future, I know I have 3 trains for a coal outpost, but in theory, so we don't have deadlocks, I'll do a maximum of 2 trains for each outpost. That way it will continually run. There will probably be times where it's not loading. But that's not the end of the world. Because we'll just have more outposts with each having 2 going into them. So we always have a maximum of 2 for each outpost. And then never more trains than can be in our supply stations. So at the moment it's 9. So let's see, this should go to the... Oh, why are you going to this one? Oh, I set the wrong... whoops. This one, I'll have to change you to something else. Oh, just stop for a second. Oh well, you can run, I don't really mind. We'll just do a loop around. It had to go to the copper supply. Until certain condition is greater than 0. Because right now we should have a certain condition that's greater than 0 for copper requests at that station. So if I hadn't done that wrong, we would have been unloading now. How much fuel are you using? Oh, you're actually using quite a bit of fuel. Luckily we have fuel stops that can fix it. We should also probably figure out how to maybe make them faster with equipment grids and stuff like that. But let's see if it goes to the correct spot now. That is what I'm hoping. It goes into the copper station, should start right away. Going over here. Can go straight across because the way we made it. Go in, it will unload the ore. And we have fulfilled the request. And as soon as this one leaves, I'm just going to go with it to see what it does. Look at that. Because I'm going to jump off when we get to the coal outpost just to change a few things around with the size. But that is pretty much working as intended. You can see our logistic network is building up in what we need. And there goes the train to the outpost again. And now it's going to be fun to see if I can jump off at the coal one without killing myself. We should jump off right next to it. So let's jump off right there. Oh, good. And that will just keep going now. And what I actually want to do, right hand drive, is add in a second train. 1, 2. You'll go to copper outpost until full. And you'll go to copper supply until certain condition is greater than 1. Or greater than 0. And here is some fuel for you. Can you use this? Oh, good. So that's fine. And you will just go. So that should work fine. It should do what we need. Now I just need to change this one. There we go. To hold a bit more than we did before. So look at that, guys. That should mean that our whole base is running as intended. Let's give you some concrete as well so you can move a bit faster. If it's needed at least. But right now we are doing double. So train here, one full one going back because it filled its cargo inventory. We have this one filling up, will probably be here for a while with one behind, and this one is gonna go into our stop right here, directly over here, and then go back to the outpost. So yeah, this is working very well. We can always just expand upwards, getting as many stations and understated stations as we want. Could just put in a second one right here next to it to have, as soon as we drop below 75k, we'll send out 2 trains to get double in. That could be fun. But right now, this is how we're gonna do it. So I'll end the episode here. A very, very successful one, if I must say so myself. And with that, I will end this episode. If you did like it, please remember to leave a like. I am extremely happy with our train network. It's almost as modular as I want it to be. We can easily expand up more stops for it. It's so easy to do. And yeah, we can start to fix these to better setups in the future, since after I updated the mod, this changed a bit as well. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Please leave a subscribe as well if you're new to the channel. And then I will see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.